Henderson's played in the middle and knows what it takes to kind of cover for him?
Are you talking about Smitty?
Yeah, Smitty, yeah.
Yeah, I think you get the lines mixed up.
Sorry, no, but Smitty says he doesn't, Smitty said he's not as hesitant to go to the front of the net this year than he was last year because he's
yeah, and you know what? Part of that it could be, and I haven't asked, but for me, it's not. Hey, our centerman has to be first guy back, and the way we do it here is first guy back is first guy back, and if it's our winger that's first back, we want him to be low in our zone until we can get it sorted out. So that's probably where he's coming from on that, and the wingers know that, hey, if our center is low or if he has gone to the net, it's your responsibility to get your butt back and get it covered off.
Did you accomplish everything you wanted to accomplish in this sort of mini training camp? Do you feel the team's at the point you want it to be now with the game tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I think as a coach, it's just there's never enough time. It's man, you'd like to stay out there and do it every day, but you've got to watch their rest and their attention spans, things like that. But there was a couple things that we felt that were real important. We got them done. There may be some growing pains with it, but there very well be none. So we'll see how it goes tonight.
Dallas, Team Canada was pretty tenacious on their back check and shutting down the opposition. I'm just wondering if that was ever discussed with this group, or is that something that you know that these guys would maybe pick up on and try to emulate maybe on the ice?
Yeah, believe me, there's not much that's gone on from day one here till now that hasn't been discussed, and it's not just our team; it's every team. Like the teams are run so thorough now that you rarely miss anything. I think when you see the Olympics and you see a team like Canada play, the greatest thing it does for me is reinforce on how you want to play, and it's a great reminders to the players and the coaching staff that the things that you're trying to implement do work well. And you know, the biggest thing, you know, we've talked about the defense of the team defense of Canada was not only were they desperate to get the puck back and were they on the right side of the puck when they lost it, but the best way to play defense is to have the puck and not to give it up. And if you are going to give it up, it's a calculated risk or it's going to the net. And that was the biggest thing for me with the Canadian team was they had the puck and they weren't giving it up. And if they were, they firmly had a plan to get it back as fast as possible.
What's this week like for a coach, not knowing who's going to have in a lineup a week from now, or the movement? And like, is it stressful for you as it is for the players?
It's not for me. Like, listen, I'm coming out of the American League where your lineup changed every night. You got hit twice in the American League, right? So you could play a game, and maybe you had 2 injuries, and then the big club played the same night, and they had an injury. Well, you just lost 3 guys. So for me, it's not a big deal, and that's probably the one thing I've tried to get better at this year was in the American League. It's not unusual to go with different lines every night, and that's the game there, and the players are able to adjust to it. And I think the one thing I've become with our team here is a little bit more patient with the pairs and a little bit more patient with the lines. Overall, we do try things from time to time, but for me, the deadline coming up, guys in the lineup, out of the lineup, it's no stress to me. I think it's more stressful for if it's a player that has a family, even if it's a single guy that, you know, maybe his name's in the rumor mix, or maybe he's going to be out the door right across the league. I don't think it's that big a deal for him either. But it's the guys with the families and the kids that's where it gets tough.
Dallas, on the heels of that, how has Sam handled all of this? He's had a lot to sort of think about prior to the break, and now there's a few more days to go. He's a real mature young guy. Just your sense of how he's dealing with things.
He's been 100% fine, and the only time I've spoken to him about this was when there were. Twitter had lit up one day while we were on the road. I think we were in New York City, if I remember correctly, that boy, that trade was going to happen that day, and everybody on Twitter knew that that was what was going on, and geez, it seems like they were a little bit wrong. So I just wanted to check in with them and just say, hey, listen, you understand what your job is, and he does. He explained to me, and I don't know when it was. I didn't go look back, but he said that his name had been rumored in the past here before I got here, and that it's nothing to him. He was just going to concentrate on playing the game, and that's all he can control, and that's how you have to go about it. It ends up being white noise a lot of the times, and the players just focus in and play and practice because all of that's out of your control as a player. It just totally is. You have no say in it. You just go play.
I got JJC. Sorry, everybody. And I apologize because I got a bit late, but do you like this 15 home games in the last 22? If it makes a difference to be at home that much, or what do you think of the way the schedule lays out for the final quarter?
Well, looking back, and once again, it's always easier to look back. I liked it. You know, before the season started, I liked that we were going to be at home down the stretch. Do I like being at home right now down the stretch? I do. But now looking back, I wish some of these home games would have been in the start of the year where we were on the road a lot. I thought we suffered on the road greatly early, and maybe that would have helped change things a little bit. But I'm fine with it. Listen, you got to play the games. And for me, it shouldn't matter where they're at, home or away. Good. Thanks,